my back, broad, it's broad. Michael Battis, please don't take my bail. I want to go in jail, I want to go in jail. What you know about Black Pat and Bun Pat? Hey! Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. Dr. Mitchell is a real world boss. He begged them fellas to come to class. Well, you know that all of them refuse, and now the whole nation confused. One jump and sell Miss McQuinca, Tevin cause them teachers for water. Big corruption inside Lato, but baby Jesus make la go go. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. CJ and AJ turn engineer, both in River Road and Moline. Is to see them with a helmet, telling us when project will complete. I'm telling you now it's 2 years plus, and like the project start to revolt. No River Road and much more flood, and Moline full up with more. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. I really thought Randall Robinson bad, but the man is a real big coward. Kim Jones say fire Larry Barry, fire him as the secretary, but the man he really afraid Millie. Come and tell us how some people say. Kim Jones say by no fluffy old talk, tell them fella time to pack and walk. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. If you see the farmer banker, ask him the reason he get fire. And if he pretend he ain't know, ask him about the house in Maribo. And if he want to create trouble in me life, I go send him a number for me wife. And if he really want to make confusion, tell us Malax have other woman. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. I want to be like the Prime Minister. I want to travel the world more regular. I want to go to Dubai and Nigeria, pose with millionaires and take out picture. And I don't care if teachers ain't getting paid, like Donkey, let you jump and breathe. A popular more than GTA is my name what's selling this country. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. It took me a while to realize when Dennis Charles said that he's surprised. He said he's surprised at NDC and all them fellas is RMC. He said he invest plenty money over the years, work with the party. But the one that real surprised me, Stote school in Kalima don't see. Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see small arms in custody. Promise one public service, everybody will be made permanent. Nobody going home. Take Susuinyo. I don't believe in superstition. Something wrong with the transformation. From the 10 them boys drink the water. Strange thing happening in Grenada. 3 houses born in Victoria. 2 born in St. David soon after. David Anderson and his brother. We had suicide and murder. Who tell them drink the water? The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, like they put a spell on Grenada. They wrong to drink the water. The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, they start to reverse Grenada. Mathematic, Carriacou, Grenada, and it's that. Juve man in a hold my head and ball. PM player jump and climb a wall. But he's not league and I remember. He drank the transformation water. And when I listen to the AG, if they do wicked, well they crazy. If you don't support the agenda, they treat you like fish out of water. Who tell them drink the water? The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, like they put a spell on Grenada. They rank to drink the water. The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, they start to reverse Grenada. Every time I put on my TV, see me minister of MIT. By Django says small and don't panic. The whole government photogenic. If they go to the bathroom to pee, posting it up for the world to see. Taking out pictures like circus clown. Only balling, boots on the ground. Who tell them drink the water? The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, like they put a spell on Grenada. They rank to drink the water. The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, they start to reverse Grenada.
And good night to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Once again, it is time for Talking Points. My name is Sheldon Scott. I'll be here with you up until the 10 o'clock hour. Saying a special good night to all the listeners locally, regionally, internationally.
Get rid of all those NNP.
Those of you listening online.
The transformation.
Those of you listening on air. And we say a special good night to the listeners via Real FM 98.9. Where I say 98.9 by 91.9. 91.9, 91.5.
If you sit and you
Where I get 98 from?
walk and bump like a squirrel. Tell this malak cannot understand. How come me don't get a position?
We know it's radio. Good night to you all.
Glenn is ambassador to Cuba. Keto is the new house speaker. They should make you Facebook minister. Who tell them drink the water? The transformation water. From the time they drink the water, like they put a spell on green.
And folks, as it's Monday night, the phone lines will be open. Yeah, so the phone lines are already open. I've got a few things to speak about, but I'd like to give you the opportunity. We're saying a special good night to those of you on the Facebook. I see Tegwa, Jill Williams,
Now she's a big minister.
McLean Mitchell, Landon Jane, Maudlin Bartholomew, Sherry Lambert, Norma Roberts, Gillian Prescott, Cynthia B, Ruth Thomas, Jacqueline Wells. Let me see who else is there.
From the time they drink.
Nurse Wendy and McGuire, good night to you. Hope that you had an okay weekend. I know it was a tough week for you. Norman Noel, good night. Cicely Celestine.
Now she's a big minister.
Sharon Felix. Errol Bonaparte. Yeah, John Mark, Sue Steele, Kenrick Gibbs. I see Peter Stryker Lewis, good night to you. Linda Imelda Francois. Folks, remember to like and share. Like and share. Those of you on Facebook right now, you've got to like and share. And those of you on the YouTube, yeah, it's time to like the thing. Yeah, like it. And if you have to share it with a friend, share it with a friend. And I see Debbie Seal, Sandra Joseph, Carl Jones, Teresa Joseph, Sharon Thomas, Dennis Sandy, Gavin Thomas, Sherma Jeremiah, good night to you and Zayla, Anne Marie Grant, Wankin, good night to you, Anne Marie Grant, Kathleen Ledlow, Ashma Charles, Gemma Warwood, Lona Lolo Williams, Agnes Henry, Errol Bonaparte, Deborah Laborde, Montoot, good night, bro. Cynthia Bartholomew, I see you there. Gillian Noel, Francis George, John Stafford, Shirley Noel, Jefferson Hagley, Good Life, Jackie Raymond, Stephanie John, good night to you and the home circle. Listra Abraham, Shirley and James, Faithlin, Hallie Douglas, Velma Pascal, Rosalind Jones, good night to you.
Let's go. Transformation in reverse gear.
Yeah, let's take this one, yeah?
The yellow ideology. Never walk in this spice country. If all you can make
Alban,
call a date up.
Faithful Hallie Douglas, Liza Bernard, Anna Lois.
All you want is go by Lacroix. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot me song? I would not call my partner.
Yeah, good night to you, more than Ron Julian, Jacinta Livingston, Fitzroy Edwards, Christine Otley, Miriam, Marilyn, good night to you, Adrian Watts. Good night to you and your wife. Brother Watts, I had to give you a call, yeah. Only learned this evening I had to give you a call, yeah. Not you, but you know who, yeah.
All you say everything is
Dolores Redhead, Sherman Thomas, Desiree Joseph, Bernadette Joseph, Raphael Williams, yeah, I see Wayne Danny, Jesse Sherry, what's up? I haven't seen you for a while.
the song. I'm going and call my partner.
Christine Alexander, Ibrahim, sorry. Leonora George, good night to you. Dalma Scott, Casimir Thomas,
Me in jail.
Red Girl Pascal, Sherms Houston, yeah.
They won't tap.
Magdalene Henry, you know what? Let's take that one from the top again, yeah. Because some people say, yeah.
Let's go. Transformation in reverse gear. The whole country panicking in fear. The yellow ideology. Never walk in this spice country. If all you can make it no more. Call a day to pack up and go. We blood pressure soaring higher. All you want is go by Lacroix. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot me song? I go and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Scholar don't sing them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. I don't need a master's degree to know his school children hungry. The program was managed real good. They used to have a lot of food. All you say everything is free. Take away the $1 fee. Now them children barely empty. Government can buy the groceries. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot the song? I'm going and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Innocent would never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. Send our children to Dubai for food. They won't have to cry. Diet is a critical thing. It fosters proper learning. But when children barely empty, next thing they just feel sleepy. You can treat the nation's children so. I never know NDC was bad so. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Shonda will never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. All you get a pregnant treasury. Now it's empty but there's no baby. So all you could mash up money. No growth in the economy. They say the money paid pension. Expecting economic reflection. But there was nothing like that. People bank account just get fat. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. And someone can write them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. You left Grenada for Rwanda. Somehow end up in Nigeria. Ease up on the lies, my brother. No get away from Linda Straker. Free flight Heathrow to Nigeria. You paid Nigeria to Grenada. The country is at your service. Don't get tied up in bogus business. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Teacher Eddie don't sing them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. A lot of people ain't getting salary. Maybe all you have problems with money. Running the country like a salty shop. But all you have to stop that. Best prime minister since sliced bread. But everybody balling, things so dread. The supporters don't want to get exposed. So they still balling with them out close. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Big J don't sing them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. You said the documents were missing. And the culprit is Gregory Boeing. You well know what lies you telling. They say after lying is thieving. Gregory came to the media and said the documents were right inside it. You still couldn't accept DFA. Come in with your old lawyer talk. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Remember you stop sing them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. Them houses looking pretty. Boy, I must big up Andy. They say he's the nation's favorite. Everything he knows how to do it. But some say the man is a fake. Others say he's a snake. The woman says she getting horrors for the lies you told on the hampers. Who go sing that in para? Or who go sing a shot the song? I go in and call my partner Lakey. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Neil Ferguson don't write them kind of song. By then the topic might get stale. Or they may try to put me in jail. But telling part He black, my PM really hot attack. No attempt to fight corruption. All you come to siphon the nation. Allegations heating the street. You doing nothing about it, claiming NNP used to do the same. Now NDC in the tiffin game. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing and shot the song? I'm gonna call my partner Leaky. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Prince will never sing that song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. They say when a country have oil, you don't have to work and toil. I'll just bring a lot of money and make some men be funny. He say the economy go boom, but he coulda used the word bloom. He wanted to this NNP, but woman is now with the Congress party. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing and shot the song? I'm going and call my partner Leaky. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. Mr. X will never write that song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing and shot the song? I'm going and call my partner Leaky. I hope he did. Carnival taking too long to come. King the King will never play that song. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail. Who go sing that in para? Who go sing and shot the song? I'm going and call my partner Leaky.
Yeah, me?
I hope he did. Carnival take.
I ain't singing it.
I'll never reach and ride along. By then the topic might get stale, or they may try to put me in jail.
All right, folks, the phone number 4407377 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get onto the inside of tonight's program.
We continue. Bye, boy. Hey.
And Nimrod Oliver, good night to you. And Mrs. O.
I never knew Scholar was a pastor. Pray for me.
Zoe. Good night to you, Zoe.
To remember to pray.
And good night to you, Michelle and Alan.
Yeah, the man said he retired. Said he gonna
Hope
walk.
that you all are having a wonderful night tonight.
He gets so old and raven. Now they calling him number 7. Sing a parang for us.
One kid don't feel like give you up. No. There's never.
They say you boss in your boss. So boss a parang for us. Sing a parang for us. Boss a parang for
I said 4407377 and 347-329-3101.
us.
And again, the Prime Minister has gone. Now, as we clearly pointed out last week, the Prime Minister tried to twist the discussion in relation to his many travels and tried to put it into that pigeonhole of the past 6 months. And we were able, on this program last week, to prove that basically he was talking nonsense. The concerns of the Grenadian people have been the exorbitant travel, the excessive size of the delegations, the possible cost to the state of Grenada. All of those things have been what the Grenadian people have been asking about. And they have not been asking it specifically about the Prime Minister alone. They have been asking that about all the ministers and these large delegations. For instance, it would be interesting for us to find out the size of the delegation that has gone to Azerbaijan. And they don't know where Azerbaijan is. That's somewhere close to Russia. They just produce a lot of oil and gas. So you understand why he may be gone too. Yeah, there's a place, there's a lot of, that's where they does make money, oil and gas and thing out of Azerbaijan. So the Prime Minister has gone to Azerbaijan now. The Minister of Climate Resilience and whatever, because she don't waste our time. But the MP for St. John is also in Azerbaijan. We are not aware as to the size of the delegation because we know the Prime Minister does roll heavier. So when he go in, as any Prime Minister, he must have his security and think 1 or 2 according to where he go in. But this Prime Minister does roll as executive secretary because he was somebody to take his notes and them kind of thing. He wrote executive secretary and cameraman and all sorts of thing. And now we have what? Chief of staff, all sorts of thing he rolling with. Okay, probably fine he going to those African countries and so, and other countries, and they had chief of staff, so he need a chief of staff too. So he going to get a chief of staff. Right? So he wrote, that's what he rolling with. But we are not aware what is the full size of the delegation that has left Grenada to attend this meeting in Azerbaijan. Because when it came to other COP meetings, we realized that there have been very large delegations leaving Grenada to go to these meetings. The opposition leader, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, has asked And we know 2 years pass on the question now about who is paying for these trips. Yeah, and who are the people that are going on these trips, because again, there has been no release, none, from this administration saying who the people on those trips are. You've seen a release that come out and it basically tell you the Prime Minister gone for the next 2 weeks. But you have not seen, you have not heard who are the other people on the trip, because you know some people just had to travel with the boyfriend. You understand? Some people just had to travel with the boyfriend. We ain't know who traveling with a girlfriend. We ain't know who traveling with who. Because when pictures come back, you just realize, oh, that one was there. That one was there too. That sort of thing. So we need to know and we need to find out who are the other people on those trips. Yeah? We need to find out who are the other people on those trips. And we need to find out how are they being funded? Because they've come back from COP in Paris, they've come back from the different COP meetings and so on. And can they tell the Grenadian people what they have brought back for us from those meetings? Yes, Grenada is at COP, and oh, we are there, and we are at COP and all that. When you come back from COP, what are the benefits directly to the Grenadian people? Are we going to receive assistance for our fishermen? The blue economy? Because the fishermen from Petit Martinique are calling. And we had to talk about Carriacou in a while. But the fishermen from Petit Martinique are calling. I don't know how Petit Martinican fishermen find my number. But they find it. So they have been calling. And they're saying that's how they have not received not a halfpenny. For those of you not old enough, a half a penny. They have not received a halfpenny from this government to assist them to fix back the boat or to get back into business. I'll be receiving calls from fishermen from Carriacou with the same story. This government was boasting that it got how much $1 million to assist the fishing industry. 2 weeks after the hurricane. Let me repeat that. 2 weeks after the hurricane. We are in November. So they can't say that they did not get the money. And they've had sufficient time to go through and find out who are the people that need the money that has to be paid and so on. They had sufficient time for all of that to take place. They have not done it apparently. So the fishermen in St. John say they get called out to meeting and they wonder, you know, what's going on, because up to now, they can't see money. The ones over in St. Andrew and other areas whose boats were damaged and so on during the passage of Beryl, they are asking questions, where the money they? Because there is no excuse. This government was most boastful, even though they had nothing to do with getting it. But they were most boastful that they received the CRIF payments 2 weeks, 14 days after the passage of Hurricane Beryl. They were able to cash in. And the fishermen still waiting. The end of the year is coming up, a new year is coming, and the fishermen want to know when they get in the money. If they get the money, it has to be this afternoon or sometime today. Because even over the weekend I'm hearing the fishermen asking questions, when will they be assisted? When will they get the money? They're being promised and they're not seeing anything. They're not being told anything about this is the date or when. Apparently, who knows, they're probably waiting until the Prime Minister is here so that again they could make a media spectacle like they did with the farmers to go and hand out checks to the fishermen and put them on camera shaking hand and thing and saying, yeah, look, we do thing for all you. We do thing, remember it's election time, we do thing for all you. We do thing for all you. The New National Party has done things for different sectors during COVID. Obviously, you didn't see them out there handing out to go in and hand people check and saying and taking video and saying, well, we give checks to these people. And yes, it was during COVID time, so we wouldn't expect the interpersonal contact. But even before that, when farmers have lost things, when you had different weather events, and farmers lost things, and the New National Party cabinet sat and said, no, these farmers, they have had significant losses. We have to see how we can assist them. You saw ministers going with a GIS crew to go and take video footage and photos to say that, look, we give the fishermen or the the agriculturalists, the farmers, and so on. But this government want to make sure everything, again, is like paint on a building that wood ants eat. It ain't really and nothing there, but they want to make it look nice. So they put paint all over the building. But if you just push your finger, it's going straight through. That is this administration. So the Prime Minister, once again, is out for a significant amount of time. Found himself in Dominica over the weekend, I think, with the airport, the start of the airport project there, the new international airport project. He was there. And then again, he found himself at the delegates conference of the Dominica Labour Party. He was there. He gave some stupidness. He went and talked there. He said it even makes sense bringing up what he talked about it because it was like nothing. So anyhow, and he has now gone to Azerbaijan where he will be for a number of days, after which he will be going over to Bermuda to another political event there. No problem with that. I used to go to political events around the region. There's nothing wrong if you go to a political event there and so on. But don't tell us he doesn't travel. Like he's trying to make up for all the months that he was forced to stick around because of the pressure that was being brought to bear on him about his travels. So he's trying to stick around now. But then, he come and he say he doesn't travel, and the first thing what he do? He gone. So after he comes back from Bermuda, there's going to be a sitting of Parliament. Parliament is going to be sitting somewhere. I think he comes back on the 17th or so. Parliament sits on the 19th, and then he gone again. He's gone again. But there's the guy that say he doesn't travel and so on. And when you're talking about travel, ignores to speak about all the trips to Dubai. Ignores to speak about those CBI trips and so on to Dubai and other places. Ignores to talk about his other Middle Eastern trips. And the various other trips he has taken to different locations. Ignores to talk about all of that. And tries to only speak about the last 6 months. Like, all are we stupid? So in the last 6 months, I go here, there, that. That is all I do. And I'm chairman of Carriacou. I'm chairman of Carriacou. Everything is I'm chairman of Carriacou. Who the hell care if you're chairman of Carriacou? Chairman of Carriacou is not a permanent position. In fact, within a couple weeks, he has to give up the chairmanship of Carriacou. If I could, let me see here. Yeah, Grenada is from the 1st of July to the 31st of December. Yeah, so he has roughly 6 weeks remaining as the chairman of Carriacou. And there's nothing special about that. There's nothing special about that. But you see, when you've never done something on a national or regional level before, and you get a little bly in one of those things, you have to make the best of it, so you have to go all over and boast. I'm the chairman of Carriacou. When was the elections in Carriacou to make you chairman? Haiti could not take the position at a point in time, and I believe Grenada had to take because of what was going on in Haiti. So after this, I believe the incoming country, if I remember properly, is supposed to be Jamaica. Is supposed to be the incoming country to replace. This is Jamaica or Barbados. I think it's Jamaica. Is supposed to be the incoming country that is going to be replacing Grenada. So all this rigmarole about I am chairman of Carriacou, that is a nothing position. As far as I'm concerned, yes, you have responsibility for specific things regional wise within a period of time. But that's sunset. There's sunset legislation. Yeah, sunset like in them Vince you listening sunset, yeah. Because you know what does happen when you drink too much sunset? Yeah, you just end up not seeing the sunrise, right? Nice. So this thing is as sunset to it. It ends on the 31st of December. We wish it was your prime ministership at Grenada. But the way he acts with this thing, you would think is some major achievement or some kind of thing. You would not think it's just because he's the prime minister of Grenada that he's achieved that. You would think it's something else. Yes, my good friend, delusions of grandeur. That is the correct terminology to use in relation to that one. And we have to ask a question here. Where is the Minister of Foreign Affairs? Not just because he's the Minister of Foreign Affairs, means that you can be out of the island for an extended period of time and no reporting is given as to where you are. Yeah, or where you went. So where is the minister hearing stories, you know? I hearing stories. I ain't gonna come on air and talk about the stories that I hear, but hearing stories, Mr. Minister. Yeah? All I will say is get well soon. But we have to ask, where's our Minister of Foreign Affairs? Because a lot of these activities, we would expect that the Minister of Foreign Affairs would accompany the Prime Minister to some of these events or go instead of the Prime Minister. But it seems as though our minister, the same way the people in St. Patrick can't see him, the same way the people at Grenada and a whole can't see him. The same way the St. Patrick people can't get a report from him, the same way the people of Grenada can't get a report from him. So you don't hear from the Minister of Foreign Affairs that, oh, I traveled to this country and we've signed a bilateral agreement with them. And in that bilateral agreement, Grenada would be able to get technical assistance in relation to farming. We would get assistance in relation to fishing. And we would provide them with some assistance in relation to spice cultivation, nutmeg cultivation, etc. Or that there would be some sort of cultural exchange where artists from Grenada would go to whatever country it is, and artists from that country would come here. Or that there is some sort of financial benefit, some sort of fund or grant that Grenada would be receiving to assist in some infrastructural project, some human resource development project. Nothing. We don't see the Minister of Foreign Affairs. We don't hear about the guy. We don't see the guy. All we know is he out. And then they give you the impression that this is what was being done before, and we all know they lie. Because before, you had, I'll always have to call his name, deceased Elvin Nimrod. When Elvin Nimrod come back, he reports. I went to this country, I went to that country. We've secured grant funding. Grant funding. You don't have to pay back. We've gotten grant funding in relation to project A, B, C. We just have to write our proposals and send, and we receive the grant funding. We receive technical assistance in healthcare. We'll have a specialist coming down in relation to cardiology who will be coming down and working along with the General Hospital for 3 months, 6 months, and so on. And I'm saying these things because these are actual things that you got. What has this Minister of Foreign Affairs reported to you? What has he achieved as Minister of Foreign Affairs? Or is it time to possibly look outside of the realm of him and find somebody else as a Minister of Foreign Affairs? What has he achieved in all this time for us apart from traveling up and down? He's traveling like a Grenada's bus during rush hour. Up, down, up, down, up, down. But unlike a Grenada's bus, he's bringing no benefits to the general public. And the same could go for many other ministers. The same Minister of Climate Resilience. Every minute they're out and, I mean, come on, man. Over 30-something time you travel for the year. You're out from Grenada for more than a month. So out of the 12 months of the year, if you check, some of these ministers have been outside of Grenada for over a month. It means they only spend some of them 11 and some of them close to just 10 months they've spent in Grenada. The rest of the time they've been outside. And they cannot show you, the Grenadian people, any benefits to their travel. Not a benefit that they have brought back. Not a new project that they have gotten grant funding for or they've gotten counterpart funding for. Not a new infrastructural project. Nothing. All they can be doing now is completing the projects that were started and that were being carried out by the new National Party. And then they try to give you the impression that it's them and they come with a project, but the people know what is Calypso. Grenadians know what is Calypso. All of them, what I feel some of them probably does attend cabinet via Zoom, because they can't be, they're never here. They are never here. It's only Port Tevin doesn't get a look blind. For some reason, the MP, why they don't get the MP for, all they going and travel. Get the MP for Carriacou and Petit Martinique a look blind, man. Eh? I mean, yeah, now self he need to go. Let's go and get a look at blind thing and see if we find some funding for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Because by large, we know they ain't getting it from the government of Grenada. Carriacou and Petit Martinique people trying to build back on their own. Their family and their friends outside there, in the UK, in Canada, in the US, and other Caribbean territories who fighting back to try and build back place and so on. The government seems to be most absent in addressing the plight of the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Most absent. You're hearing Union Island. They're getting free fuel for the generators. Those who still using generators and so on. They don't have to pay for transportation between Union Island and the main island of St. Vincent. They don't have to pay. That is paid for by the government. They've already fixed how much 100 houses. And they're starting the second round because they have different tiers of damage. So they're fixing those that they could fix quickly first, then the next set, and then they go to the worst stuff at the end. They are receiving food still. They still have food cooking and so on and given to the people on Union Island and so. They're still on top of that, unlike the government here, where you had places in Grenada that you could have placed the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique for a month or two. They would have been going back up now. But you could have placed the people from Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And we're speaking about the houses, the Chinese-built houses. You could have placed the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique there, no. But in St. Vincent, they are paying the rent. They didn't have no Chinese-built houses. So they are paying the rent of the people from Union Island who are staying on the main island. What Carriacou people getting? What assistance the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique getting? Outside of telling teachers who already wasn't getting paid, go and buy all your water. Water, you know. And I seriously hope that there is some effective strategy being put in place for the people of Carriacou and Petit Martinique for the coming months. We are now in the month of November. Come December, you will realize the rain start to taper off. Come January and February, we all know what is going to happen. And you have, and I'm going to continue to repeat it, because when the problem comes up, want them to know that we said you had to deal with that earlier. There will be a problem in relation to water on the islands of Carriacou and Petit Martinique. They have no buildings in certain locations for the water to be stored in the cistern, and you have a lot of cisterns up there that need to be pumped because the water in it is contaminated and they need to be pumped out. And then some mechanism to refill those cisterns so that even if the people come and build their house afterwards, at least there was water there already for them. So some mechanism needs to be put in place. Whether you want to get a mobile desalination plant similar to what the folks had when they were here in the early stages of the hurricane, Samaritan's Purse, or whatever it is. But there will be a water problem on Carriacou. And meanwhile, we're here in Melee in Carriacou. So we're hearing now that the MP seems to have a problem with the PS. I tell you what we hear. So I buy, so I sell. That there was some project that the MP's nephew was involved in, and the nephew didn't complete on time. I tell you all, I hear it. The nephew of the MP was involved in a project, a government contracted project, did not complete it in time, and we are hearing the allegation that the PS pulled the contract from the nephew of the MP, and that has caused some friction between the gentlemen. And as such, it is highly likely that the PS will be transferred down to Grenada. And you're hearing all over the place, oh, the PS coming down and they're sending down the PS to Grenada and so on because of what he and the MP can't work together and all kind of confusion. I thought two of them was lovey-dovey. I didn't realize it had any confusion between them. I thought there was lovey-dovey. When you're talking about he had the best PS and you had the best PS and we go end up down here. Tell me it ain't true, man. Tell me it ain't true. Yeah? Say it ain't true. Yeah? If was a NNP minister and you had any family member of theirs doing a project, you would not hear the end of it. That's the first part. And if it was a situation that you had to go and transfer PS and all kind of thing from Carriacou to mainland, you would not hear the end of that either. And I could tell you from personal experience because it happened before. You would not hear the end of it. So we're waiting to see if that is true. We're waiting to see if indeed, because I'm telling all you as we hear it. So we're waiting to see. The other thing, I have a question that I want to ask tonight. And the question is, what is the present status of the Molinier underwater park and dive site? Let me repeat. The question I'm going to ask of the government of Grenada tonight. What is the status of the Molinier underwater dive site and park, that area there? Because information that has been hitting me over the past few days is that that area has been leased. That the Molinier Underwater Sculpture Park, that area has been leased to a company, and I don't even think the company is a Grenadian company from what I'm hearing. If it's true, tell us. If it's not true, and the people spreading rumors, tell us. But I think it is important that we ask the question, what is the status of the Molinier Underwater Sculpture Park? That area, we also hearing stories about they want people from the area to go and fish, go around there and they run it. We hearing all kind of stories. So you want to get it clear. Because it belongs to the people of Grenada. And if it has been leased, we should have been consulted and we should know if it has been leased. So if the Molinier, because I see it featuring in the news in regional news in Trinidad up to today, I saw it, where there was an underwater wedding that took place there and so on. So we're saying, if it has been leased, the underwater sculpture park in Molinier, if it has been leased, let us know so. Don't hide it from us. Tell us that it leased. Yeah? Let us know. All right? 440-737-734-7329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to call and get onto the inside tonight.
The whole country panicking in fear. The yellow ideology. Never walk in this spice country. If all you can make it no more. Call a day to pack up and go. We blood pressure soaring higher. All you want is go by lacquer.
And only realize all of a sudden. And you have to realize sometimes you have to listen and watch trends. And I've been listening to various radio stations over the past week since the General Council of the NDC. And I realized that certain things were said. So some of them have to come out and try and defend. But if all you're trying to defend, at least try to make sense when you're trying to defend. And that's a problem I think that they're having. Because they have to lie, they have to gaslight, they have to twist the truth, they have to throw out red herrings, because they have to do all of these mental gymnastics. They cannot put facts and come straight forward. Although say, I find the government doing good. Well, that is what you find. Because you may have a benefit from the government. That is why you find things going good. But it's the same government that look at a family in Simoon and take a 9-year-old autistic child off of the seed program. It's the same government that do that. It's the same government that fired the mother of that child. It's the same government that fired the aunt of that child. And same government that fired the grandmother of that child and refused to pay the grandmother up to this day because she was under the faith program. So they refused to pay faith, who have all these people to pay. Up to this day, the 11th of the 11th, 2024. Just bluntly refused. Said, take him to court. Refused to pay the people under the faith program. You find they're doing good? That is good that they do that. And then when Beryl come and throw down the people's house, they still can't get a tarpaulin from this administration. They doing good? When you have 70-something-year-old ladies, not one, not two, not three, who have nothing. When I say they have nothing coming in as an income. They don't have no local shop. They don't have children, either here or overseas, sending money for them. And you kick them off of the seed program. How you expect them to survive? On the goodwill of neighbors? That's where you expect these people to survive? Or you want them to go and work at the age of 75? And the age of 76, some of them have medical issues. You want these people to go and work? These people, well, you find they're too good for the seed program? Or the seed program too good for them? Come on, man. And then you're coming to tell us that you find this government doing what good? They're doing good for themselves. Because enough of them coming broke. And they're boasting right now. They have it lapped and cut. That is why some of them are afraid to go and declare. And some of them, I think they better note, the late Basdeo Pandey, former Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, went to jail. And he went to jail for filing a false declaration. And his false declaration was because there was a joint bank account that was held by himself and his wife in the UK, and he did not declare that. It had a significant amount of money there, and he did not declare said account when he went to the Integrity Commission and had to do his declaration. He ended up in jail. The law in Grenada is the same. If you declare and you falsify the information, or you attempt to mislead the Integrity Commission, is an offense you could end up in the calaboose for. So all who don't declare, and all who declaring, but when they're declaring, they're not declaring everything. Because folks, many of you may not know, when it comes to the declaration of assets, you have to declare. Let me be very, very clear here. You have to declare your assets. Your assets meaning all your assets and liabilities. So you have to declare every bank account, credit union account, savings union account that you have at every financial institution. You must declare that. How much money you have inside there, down to the last dime. You have to put everything. You must present that information to the Integrity Commission. Outside of that, right, you have to declare any assets that you had and you disposed of between the period of your last declaration and this declaration. So if you had a car and you sell the car, you have to declare that I sold that car. If you buy one, you have to declare the one that you buy and the cost of that vehicle. What is the price of that vehicle at this time? You have to declare that to the Integrity in Public Life Commission. If you have things like jewelry, expensive jewelry, costing tens of thousands of dollars, you have to declare that. If you have cash in hand, in other words, to those who may not know, if you go and you get a set of money and you have a 20,000 sit down home and 100,000 sit down home, and what I say, and you have some US in piles sit down home, you have to declare it to the Integrity in Public Life Commission. And if you don't declare it, there are consequences. You could find yourself in the calaboose. And don't feel because you sell a piece of land that you don't have to declare it. You have to declare the piece of land that you sell. And don't feel because you buy the piece of land, you don't have to declare it because you just buy it. So me and declaring, you have to declare it. Because what they want to find out is that if before you came in office you had nothing, and as soon as you're in office, for just 24 months, all of a sudden you're a multi-millionaire, and the salary that you are receiving cannot make you a multi-millionaire within that space of time, then you have to explain where the money come from to do all the additional things, to buy all the land that you're buying, left, right, and center all over the place. Yeah, the Integrity in Public Life Commission, the Integrity Commission, has to investigate to find out where all of that come out from. It has to investigate to find out if you're Brooks and all of a sudden you have a 200,000 or one person has 600,000 sit down in the bank. You have to explain where that 600,000 come from. So we want to make sure it's not a bribe from somebody in the Middle East or a bribe from somebody in the United States. It could be somebody in the States. Or a bribe from somebody in the UK or some part of Europe or so. Want to make sure that it is not bribes that you've been collecting that increase the amount of money that you had from nothing to how much 100,000 or million. So that is why you have the Integrity in Public Life Commission that was put in place by the NNP. The new National Party, one of the first bills in one of the first parliaments sitting the working sessions was that bill, Integrity in Public Life, back in 2013. And yet still, these are the people that want to call the NNP corrupt. The NNP put it in place and abided by it. You have examples, for instance, like Mr. Gregory Bowen or Honorable Gregory Bowen, because he's an honorable man that spent time as one of the senior persons in the cabinet, then spent time as the Minister of Finance, owed by the government of Grenada and don't pay himself. You know what them go say? Them go say, well, he stupid, he should have paid himself. That is because that is their attitude. But the Integrity in Public Life Act is very clear because that could have come back to haunt him all now. So right now, they still owe him 67,000 US. And it seems as though they have, just the same way they have no intention of paying the people under faith, it seems as they have no intention of paying him. At least that is how I gauge it. It seems as though there is no intention to make any payments in those situations. So again, folks, the phone line 440-7377, 347-329-3101. We're just a couple minutes away from the 9 o'clock hour. And folks, listen, there's a lot to the Integrity in Public Life Act that, again, some people may not know. You don't only declare your assets, you know. If you have a child under the age of 18, you have to declare their assets as well. So if that child has a savings union, I'm going to tell you, a savings union in the school, you have to declare the saving union, you know. Because there are people that might go and put a local 100,000 on the saving union and thing and say, well, yeah. So if the child has a saving union in the school, that has to be declared as part of the assets. If the child has junior savers in Co-op Bank or wherever, then you have to declare that. Any money that the child has as in an institution, that has to be declared too. But not just the child, your wife or your husband, according to if you're male or female. Your wife or your husband, your spouse, not your girlfriend, but your spouse, their assets as well. So everything, the same thing as for you, as in if you had property and you sell and you get back and all of that, or you had car and you sell, or you buy, or you had land and you sell, or you buy, and every bank account, credit union account, saving union account that the wife have too, has to be declared. If you have a loan with courts, or you have an indemnity to courts, you owe courts because you have your furniture has come from courts and you're owing them. You have to declare that in the Integrity in Public Life documents as well. And when some people come in and say, imagine people who not in cabinet, they are not in cabinet wise, they're not in the cabinet of Grenada. They can play no official role there. They're not in the cabinet. They're supposed to be studying. But you see them all over the place, but they're supposed to be studying. Yet still they don't have time to put the documents together. Come on, man. Those documents are by now, if they ask you that question now, it should be very embarrassing for you to open your mouth and say that you still ain't put your thing together. Something had to be wrong with you. And I do it before. So I'm talking from experience. I know. I have my documentation clearing me from the Integrity Commission. I did it before. So I'm speaking as a person who know what they're talking. I'm not speaking as somebody who never had to do it. I'm speaking as somebody that went through. One of the people that was in Parliament, in the Senate, at the point in time that the Integrity in Public Life Law and Anti-Corruption Act were passed. I was in Parliament at that point in time. And outside of that, I was one of the persons that made a declaration of my assets or lack thereof. I made my declaration. Yeah? Nice.
Ever you fall swim? Hey boy. Trouble in the south. Society boy like petty drama. Said the PM love rainbow color. He say he still see how the man pose with a collar socks in Barbados. I say well do discuss that to me.
Good night to you, Joyce. I've just seen you, yeah.
Said he I feel you had a bad dream. Oh, you want some nutmeg ice cream? Sing a parang for us. What's up?
For instance, you're hearing about one particular minister that we were hearing owed the GDP, we're hearing close to 3 million. That has to be declared to the Integrity Commission, if that is so. So that has to be declared to the Integrity Commission. If that has been cleared up between the time of their last declaration and this declaration, if that is no longer so, they still have to say to the Integrity Commission that that is no longer so. And what were the source of the funds to clear that up? You understand? And if the same minister still owes the state of Grenada through taxes close to $3 million, they have to make a declaration of that too.
Boss up around for us. They say you boss in your boss. So boss up around for us. Sing up around for us. Boss up around for us. Boss up around for us. As a tribute to Douglas.
And again, folks, I want to apologize, and I should have done that at the beginning of the program. I want to apologize for not being in on Friday night. Yes, something came up and I was unable to come in on Friday night, but I thought that no, I can't not have anything on. So we had rebroadcast that program from with Devon Romaine in relation to the events of October 19. So that was broadcast. We premiered it and we put that on. And that was on Friday night. So those of you that have not yet seen it, at the end of tonight's program, you could go back and take a look, yeah? So that was speaking about the events of October 19, 1983, because we didn't want to just leave it out like that. So it means that this week, Friday, we'll be in with our normal program, yeah? No, I wouldn't skip this week just because I put on that on Friday. No. We have to do a program. I'll be in this week, Friday, God's willing. Let's hope nothing comes up that throws it off this time.
You might get back. Hey, Rasta you tell boy, donkey you can, oh donkey you pumpkin. Crafo in Tivoli, he crying, said he work with excellent chicken. Don't know what to do or what to say. Moi make nice, moi and get paid. Boy, he say what make him get harassed. Saiba with a bouquet of flowers.
And folks, there are one or two activities that I had to remind you all. The St. David's Constituency branch of the New National Party, they invite you to the barbecue and evening lime. That's taking place on Friday, November 15th, this Friday, at the office grounds in La Sagesse. They're going to have barbecue pork, chicken, bake, and fish cake, Bigfoot sauce, and much more. And of course, as usual, they're doing it the St. David way. An ice cold bar awaits you. Tickets on sale now for just $15, and that's going to be taking place this Friday at the NNP St. David's Constituency branch of the New National Party, that barbecue sale and evening lime. All right? Nice. Well, no, that one, yeah. The Carriacou and Petit Martinique just want to thank you. That one thing, right. This Saturday, right, the South St. George Constituency branch of the New National Party, they are having that fundraiser and domino competition out by Masevi Shop. All right? So that's in Masevi Shop in Grenada. Again, the Carib Shop just around by Silver Sands there. Nice. All right. It starts at 9 a.m. going up until around 10:30 p.m. And they're going to have barbecue fish, chicken, pork, oil down, seafood waters, veggie soup. So if you like your veggie soup, they have veggie soup and all. Local juices to choose from. 5 local juices to choose from. And they're going to also be having a drinks special. All right. So that's the New National Party the South St. George Constituency branch, they are having that fundraiser and domino competition by Musevi Shop taking place this Saturday starting from 9 a.m. So looking forward. I'm going to knock a domino here. Now that one gone too. Right, yeah. So I'm going to knock a domino means, I'm going to knock a domino. The Carriacou and Petit Martinique branch of the New National Party, based in New York, they're having that grand fundraising brunch, and that's going to be taking place this Saturday. All right, so this Saturday, they're going to be having that fundraising brunch, and it's going to be taking place at 302 East 91st Street, Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson from midday, noon. All right, and they say come and enjoy the Sriracha style. It's Carriacou, that real Sriracha style. So $30, and then you have your choice of Escovitch fish, chicken, or pork, served with your choice of rice and peas, cuckoo, lo mein, salad, and much more. So remember, that's taking place this Saturday. Those of you out there in New York, and remember, it's the Carriacou and Petit Martinique New National Party support group. They are having that grand fundraising brunch taking place this Saturday, and it's at 302 East 91st Street, right? Brooklyn, New York, between Lenox and Clarkson, and it starts at midday. So looking forward, for those of you who are up there, looking forward to you all heading out there and telling me how nice the thing was. And yeah, you're going back next time they had thing. And watch, let me say straight up, the police did not send this one to me. I take the thing and I read it for myself. Next thing they want to go and rough up them police officers and say they come and they giving thing to talking points, right? But our custom, always advertising, and I would advertise it for them, right? The Royal Grenada Police Force Band, they have Christmas brass. Which one is that? XIV? I can't remember. And Joyous Christmas. That's taking place on the 8th of December at the Grenada Trade Center. And who they feature in there, boy? Lyndon Landon, Samantha Dixon Ketura, George, Sue Ellen Duncan, Kamala Stephens, Arena Andal, Crave, and many more. Adults, $60. Children, just $25. And they have a pay-per-view. If you can't make it and you're in New York or wherever, and you want to get involved with Christmas brass, they have a pay-per-view, so you can check the various members of the Royal Grenada Police Force. All right? And I think there's another activity. New York Catty. There's another activity. Can you send it for me, please? I'm not seeing it here. I did glance it somewhere, but I do not have it. Can you send it for me, please? Because there's another activity that's taking place in New York. So I have to give you an update on that one.
Yes, this is a tribute to Tobulus. He's one of our fallen soldiers. May your soul rest in peace, my brother. Hey, but Parang will continue. Bye, boy.
And someone is asking, why are the laws for non-compliance of the filing not being enforced? Your guess is as good as mine, bro.
Pray for me,
and they say pot calling kettle black, but I'm sure one thing Dr. Mitchell made sure he first went in and declared. And he made sure everybody went in after him. The entire cabinet, the lower house and the upper house, New National Party members, everybody went in and declared. We had a schedule. We were told when we had to go in by. We were given our documents to file. And we had a particular date when you had to go and file your documents, and so everybody went in.
They give him a lot of number 7. Hey. Number 7 means money.
But you see, when you really do have a leader, but you have a ladder, anything goes. So man could just decide, well, me ain't going and declare nothing.
I'll start to write down Grana's boss. But the one what really surprised me is when the black folk swim in the sea.
Oh, wait, like my phone line's disconnected. Oh, what? Wait, now, I think I know what happened here. Right. Yeah, okay, that's exactly what take place here. Nice. Folks, the WhatsApp line is up, yeah. So 4407377 34732933101. And with the weather the other night, one of the first things on a lot of us' mind was what is going on with people in Carriacou and Petit Martinique.
No more free egg.
I did see 1 or 2 messages from some of my friends in those areas there, and it was nice for them over the weekend, yeah.
Trouble in the south. Society boy like petty drama. Said it
And let me say a special good night to Ziggy.
is to see how the
I know you're there somewhere.
color saxing.
Good night to Camille, Teresa, Scott. Hope that you're having a wonderful night tonight.
Press secretary. Said he a feel you had a bad dream. Oh, you want some nutmeg ice cream? Sing a parang for us. Boss a parang for us. They say you boss in your...
And we have a call
Good
online.
night.
Hi, good night. How you doing?
Not too bad.
All right, go
Then
right
I
ahead.
want to find out who is the MP for St. Mark?
The MP for St. Mark is the Honorable Dr. Clarice Modest.
And the one that they put there to represent the NDC, who is it?
That is Senator Quince Britton.
Well, I don't hear nothing about this young man.
But we have to hear about he for?
Well, because I don't find out hear nothing. Like, he don't associate and he nothing for.
Waste of time.
Eh?
That's he's a waste of time. And I hear a story about him there for the talking points they go that direction, but I hear a story about him over the weekend day. Well, I don't know if it take place last week or over the
Let me tell you
weekend.
something. We as vendors in the market, if you want to raise a point or give an interview or whatever, I find big people are big people. You come to the vendors, all right, we have to do our medical, we have medical ups, every 6 months we do medical, and so on. You go, you get the medical done, you bring it back. All right. You bring back that medical. When you bring back that medical, now they say, all right, you have people who do medical and they don't get the ID card as yet. Yes. They say the machine is down, you can't get ID card. All right. You have some now. They bring Thursday last week, they give us a letter stating that you have to have your medical done by the 1st of December and you have to order your gears and what and what and what.
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, they hand us the letter. Today, they bring a man with water boots and all the gears. So you see that was in the pipeline already?
And it's specifically, which area did he come to? In the market, St. George Market, where?
Fish market, in St. George's
In
fish market.
market.
So they go to the letter, the concern all you gotta get the equipment, you gotta get your gear, you gotta get the apron, your white boots, you gotta get... And today they bring a man with everything. So that showed that now this thing was in the making already. So the man getting, he caught them getting their caught.
So the man come to sell that sort of stuff?
Yes, today. And so they got the letter.
So Thursday, they bring a letter to you all in the fish market saying, you need to get these gears. You have to have this boots.
And look to the Monday, the man come with all this stuff already. So that's what they're doing thing. And with the government don't know, and where the Minister of Fish, they don't know.
You ever hear of a lady named Martha Stewart?
Huh?
You ever hear of a lady in the United States named Martha Stewart? Somebody mentioned her on this program a couple nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was jailed for insider trading. That is insider trading. That is
Inside
you know.
that's the same thing.
That is you know what coming at them.
They sell and they to make themselves and the big friends of them. And this is when we retire, and they take them back to work. I can remember when in NMP days, when they get a man going on a air trip, the Prime Minister get him on a flight. And he say, hey, what are you doing here? You're supposed to have papers that just said, going here and going there. He was shocked. He could have met his pants.
But the thing is,
back to put there.
you just mentioned something again
That's not
about.
the wrong thing.
You just mentioned something about them bringing back people that have retired. Remember,
Yeah.
that was something that they used to attack viciously the New National Party on.
Kid me tell, oh, this, that. And look what they doing the same thing. Sheldon, this way already, I tell them already, Grenadians, open all your eyes. I look all want change. I don't get the change, but open all your eyes, go and get all yourself register. Make sure your name on the list. Because this way end what nothing. You see what they getting fat?
Well, let me tell you something. Right now, I'll tell you what I find about that situation where you get the letter Thursday and all of a sudden man passed today. I find something fishy about that.
Something fishy. Let me tell you something. I could remember in the same people who there to sign check and put in more money in Alivan and time.
Oh, gosh.
So I don't know who's the manager for the fish market.
I ain't going that direction. Huh? Me,
Okay, I will tell you
Papa,
when I see you next time.
me and my lawyer don't talk over the weekend already. Eh?
Okay, anyway, have a good night.
Thank you very much, my dear. You
And
have
may
a
God
wonderful
bless you
one.
and do your work while you're concerned doing. And you are doing a very good job because the people don't know what's going on in the country. And unless you don't speak, if we don't listen to talking about, we don't know what's going on.
My goodness. Well, I have to pass to the fish market.
So
All
nice
right, my
having
dear.
a program and you have a good program going on. Keep it up.
All right, my dear. Thank
You
you so
let
very
them bad
much.
mind and them tell you anything. They too wicked.
Well, you know
They
that
don't
what?
do good. They buy with them more clothes.
You know me doesn't bother with them. All right,
We
my
don't
dear.
want them, but what they want to get us sidetracked. We have to be careful who we talking to and what we saying. Eh?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we do.
Yes, you have to be careful with these people and them. They want to get them sidetracked. And NMPI, don't show these people them out there. Let me do what we have to do. Let me walk the ground and do what we have to do because we know they fail. Big time.
All right, my love.
Have a nice night.
You have a good one.
Yes.
All right. And hey, let me say a good night to my good friend Anne Marie. Yeah, that is up in in St. Andrew. Hello, good night.
Hi, Sheldon. Good evening. How are you?
I am quite fine. How are you doing?
I'm good. I could be better, but I'm a little bit disappointed because I'm calling from Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Oh boy.
Yes.
Oh boy. Yeah, I
and
know.
I'm wondering what's happening with our health system in Grenada. My mom hasn't been feeling well, and you work hard, you send the money for them to get their medical and whatever. Now she went to get her results today. They're telling her they can't find her medical results. They can't find the blood work. They can't find stuff. And only to find out that it's been, they're saying that it's something, one person was saying it's something regular that has been happening. My mom is retired. She don't have a wealth of money. She ain't rich. But, I mean, by the grace of God, she thinking, and we do the best that we can. No, she has to go back up and down that stairs. My mother is in her 70s. You understand? To go back and get those blood work done when she should be going to the doctor tomorrow to bring the results for the doctor. You understand? I have never heard of this. I have never heard of this. Who's going to answer for me and tell me where my mother's results are? You understand?
Let me ask you a question here as well now. I just want to clarify. So you paid already for all of these things, these tests to be done. They've lost it. They lost the sample.
When my mother took ill, she called me. I sent the money for my mother to go and get all her necessary tests.
Mm-hmm.
She went up there. They don't have her going up and down saying they have this, then they didn't have this, they have this, they didn't have this. She had to go from the hospital down to Sunrise, back up again, and everything. Now she went today to collect the results so she could go to the doctor with it tomorrow. They can't find the lady results. And she ain't feeling so good.
So let me ask something here. Do you have to pay again to do the same tests? Or are they going to, they're taking responsibility?
They asked her to come back and do it, and I told her not to pay. I hope and I pray that she does not have to pay, because I will ensure that she does not pay. You understand? And my nephew who's in the house, we will ensure that she's not paying again for that Medicaid, for that result. Because that is carelessness. It's negligent. You understand? And as a senior citizen, she shouldn't have to be going through this thing. Going up to the hospital and easy, Sheldon.
You could tell me about
walk
it.
up them stairs. If the shuttle not available, you have to walk up all these stairs. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who's going to tell me where my mother's results are? You know?
And my friend,
there's
sadly,
a possibility based on what they were saying that they would have given somebody else her results for to someone else.
sadly, my friend, it is not the first time I'm hearing of something like this. I know of a situation where some samples were sent from the UK to Grenada for a situation with a gentleman that had to do a procedure. And it came in, everything was done properly. It got here to Grenada, got to the authorities here, and then disappeared. And we're talking about a blood culture. I can't remember, it was a blood culture or something like that they called it. But it came and disappeared. The gentleman has since died, but it came and it disappeared. And it is not the first time I'm hearing of people had to do blood tests. Everything was inside and then it disappeared. They've lost it or misplaced it and that sort of thing. And I'm not even going to blame the staff specifically in the department, because I'm not aware if the staff have been provided with the proper equipment if they have the proper number of staff inside there, but something is definitely wrong with the system and the management of the system. That has to be looked at. You can't have this thing happening.
Because I remember when Miss Salah was in that lab, everything is to be done top notch. You understand? And Miss Salah is no longer there. She has her own stuff. Now, I don't know who's in there, what kind of training they have. And yes, that's the young people and, you know, whatever. I mean, young people have to be involved. We want that. But as you said, we have to make sure that they have the adequate training and they have proper supervision. And the other thing is, blood work and thing not easy because you have to pay for the reagents and all of that so that they could get the test done. But when you're doing a test, you go with a prescription or whatever it is, a referral from the doctor, paper, whatever order. You have to make sure that you have the person's name and date of birth and the test that they're doing, and make sure that it's properly registered and printed and stapled onto those things that those vials that you take in the blood. So
well, my friend, you're talking.
Hold on.
You're talking about that. A few months ago, I had a person that had a situation where they were given the blood to take down to, they were given the blood. They put the samples and everything into the vial and they gave them and tell them bring it down in the place on the Carriacou, you know, to go and test.
Serious? They're supposed to label
So
this thing.
they could have walked.
They're supposed to label it, package it because it's supposed to be in a certain controlled temperature.
No,
Secure it and
no temperature. They hand it to them and they hand it to them and tell them bring it down. So no cold thing, nothing.
Grenada is very hot, so you're going with that unsecured in a hot temperature from one point to the next. Anything could happen. He could shake, he could fall, he could break, he could anything. This is total negligence, and somebody really needs to look into this thing. You know what I mean?
Because you know what's the dangerous aspect of this now? According to what they were testing for, it can progress to a particular stage where it can be untreatable if there is anything there, if they take too long to treat it. So you send people for a blood test, you send them for this because you want to find out, hey, this is the problem, that is the problem, that is the problem, so you can immediately start a course of treatment. If the person does not have the test, the person can progress to a point where it's untreatable.
The other side to that, Sheldon, is that they could, if they give somebody else my mother's result, that's another thing. Because
but that is madness.
Let's say that is what happened, I'm not saying that's what happened, but the mere fact that they couldn't find mommy's stuff, if somebody else got her results by mistake, then you know that person not getting the correct diagnosis. You understand? As well. You know? So that, I mean, I was looking for, I'm not the kind of person to criticize. I like to see continuity. I like to see development. I like to see progress. So we had one from one phase to the next. They said they're going to do better. I was expecting to see that we're going to be getting better. You understand me? And I myself was very optimistic. But when my mother called me today, I was livid. I'm telling you. That's high-class carelessness. You know? So please, something has to be done about that. You can't be doing this kind of negligence thing because I understand it is not the first. It's a continuum of things that's been happening. And I want to stay up here and hear my mother get fall long and die because she didn't get the correct diagnosis because of her blood work, or somebody else get her results, or some kind of nonsense going on. I mean, this is health we're talking about, you know. This is health. It is health. You understand? So thank you for your time. I just come from work. I'm tired, but as I tell mommy, I say I'm calling Sheldon tonight as I reach.
Oh, gosh.
You understand?
And I'm glad that you did, because this situation needs to be addressed. There is a problem that has to be addressed there.
It has to be. It has to be. We all know that nobody is perfect, but this situation is serious. It is very serious. You know, it's serious. I want my mother fall long and die in Grenada because of somebody else.
We'll pray for her. We'll pray for her.
I am.
We'll pray for her.
We all are. You know? So thank you very much for your time, and thank you for listening.
And thank you so very much, my dear. And you have a wonderful remainder of your evening.
You too.
All right. 440-7377 and 347-329-3101. Those are the numbers for you to get on site. Yeah. Now, again, a lot of times when these things happen, we tend to run and blame the staff. Oh, them down there, they don't know what they're doing and all kind of thing. But you have to ask yourself, again, I always say, when you're in a position of leadership especially, you ask yourself several questions. Did I give the staff what they needed to do a proper job? Do they have a proper filing system, electronic or otherwise, in place? Does the lab have the reagents so that the samples can be tested within the time frame that they're supposed to be tested? Because some of what could be happening here, and don't doubt me on it, can be that you take a sample and you send it down to the lab and there's no reagent to do the test to get the culture to find out what's going on with that blood work or that stool sample or urine sample or whatever it is, tissue sample. It can be that there's no reagent at that point in time. So the excuse that they're giving is that, oh, we made a mistake and we lost the sample or so on. You lose the sample. Because if you're supposed to draw that sample and you're supposed to test it within, let's say you're supposed to do that test within 48 hours of drawing the sample, and you have not done it in that space of time, you lose it. Because you can't go afterwards and do what you have to do. So again, it is not simply blaming the people down in the lab or blaming the administrative clerks and so on who might be the ones that are handling the documentation. Did they receive what they had to receive, and was it done in a timely manner? What is going on here with the call line? Let me see. I'll keep it up like this. Yeah. Did they receive what they had to receive to be able to do a job and to do an effective job in a reasonable space of time? Let's go to the phone line. Hello, good night. Hello, good night. Oh boy, seems to be having a problem there. Yeah, seeing you connecting. That one is not on my end. That problem is on your end, my friend. Yeah, 440-7377. That's 440-7377. Let me try again and see if I'm getting through to them. Let me see if that is working this time. Hello?
Hey, good night, Sheldon. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. You go right ahead.
Yeah, good night, talking points too. All right. For some reason, the internet kind of shitty from since Saturday.
But
You hear me good, Sheldon?
I'm hearing you perfectly, you know. You go ahead. We're hearing you perfectly.
Yeah. Right. So, Sheldon, our Prime Minister, Deacon Mitchell, they had a little launch of a helicopter, what you call ferry service. I don't know how you go work with tourism for Grenadians and tourism at the same point. And for some reason, Dr. Mitchell's statement was taken out of context as usual. And you know Dr. Mitchell will have them. My point is, how many Grenadians can pay a helicopter from wherever a helipad might be, or in a pasture, the safety requirements needed, the clearance needed to be doing that? You have any idea?
I'm still trying to figure out where you're going with that particular one. How many Grenadians can afford to do it? Well, maybe it's a service that is not necessarily geared towards only Grenadians. Probably they're doing things like helicopter tours, etc.
Right.
So it can be a situation that, yes, for instance, I think it is a good thing. Let me make that very, very clear. I believe that the helicopter service is a good thing. I see absolutely no logical or sensible reason to be attacking the fact that you have a helicopter service here. None. Because, for instance, if you have to get somebody out of Carriacou this hour, the helicopter might be able to do it. When a plane, you can't get the SVG flight to do it now. Other than that, you have to use the Coast Guard. So I would say that even though some may not be able to afford it, those who can may utilize it for whatever reason. And also, it is good to add to your tourism product that you could do helicopter tours around Grenada and so on. That's just my view in relation to it. But go right ahead.
Right. So I've seen that point also, and I have no problem with these developments, right? Because I know this is what I call tourism on a different level. You understand? I've been to St. Lucia, Barbados, other countries where they have these things. The thing is, we here is how this thing is marketed to us secretly. We don't see when the people coming in and they send the gentleman, not around the gentleman being a Canadian. I appreciate that. I love that. But the Honorable Prime Minister, he's not a Minister of Foreign Affairs. He's not a Minister of Tourism. But you see him right now doing all these things like New York reaction. You see me in front right now. And before I leave, lastly, I've been reading this release from GIS, right? And I don't know if I'm the only person that picked it up, but the Honorable Andy Williams is not acting it. He'll be forming the role as Prime Minister. I highlight it.
No, my brother, my brother, I think you like to make mountains out of molehills. The gentleman is the No. And you see, when people come here, we don't want them leave with wrong information, misinformation, or anything like that. What you're saying is not true. The gentleman is the acting Prime Minister, right? Please, let us be straightforward. When people come here, we want to make sure that when they leave with the right information. So
Sheldon,
let's make sure they leave.
I'm very straightforward.
Well, if you're very
on the GS post,
no. Listen. I'm telling you, this is not just the GIS post. There is the government gazette. It is something that's gazetted. In the gazette, he is acting in the portfolio for a specific period of time. Let us not do this kind of nonsense, please. Okay? All right, my brother?
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's not do that kind of thing. This is not something, I mean, come on, man. So, okay, they leave out a word in the GIS thing. As acting. The man is acting. Come on. You can't allow, I would not allow that sort of thing to take place here. That we get on these little bitter thing and you start to attack. I don't have time for that. Let's keep the argue. If you want to argue something, let's come with facts and argue something. But that kind of thing, come on, man. 440-7377-3473. There's a government gazette. I often quote from the gazette and I show the gazette and I tell you what is in the gazette. And while I do not believe this one has been gazetted, I looked at the gazette for last weekend and it was not in the gazette this weekend. So it would probably end up in the following gazette. It says acting. It's an acting appointment. Yeah? It's an acting appointment. But before we got to that, I was telling you all about the healthcare situation. When it comes to what is taking place there, I am not the type of person that immediately goes and start to blame the staff and cuss the staff down there and say, well, them staff down there, they're wicked and they don't know what they're doing and they blah, 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 and blah, 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 blah. No, I'm not going that direction. The staff working under management, the management working under a particular administration, the hospital administration, who are answerable to a minister, who is the person that puts in place the policy for that entire ministry. And there are two ministers in the Ministry of Health, one in relation to mental thing and the other one in relation to that. So there are two ministers to argue on their behalf. So if something is going wrong and consistently so, we heard the stories. There was one individual that had to take their samples and walk down from the hospital. Well, either they had to wait until the bus come and take that bus down to the terminal and then take a next bus from the terminal over to the Carriacou to bring the samples there to the testing center there. Or if they were capable, they could walk down from the hospital and walk across the Carriacou and go and drop it anywhere you take it. That is not supposed to happen because you have the opportunity for that to be contaminated. You have the opportunity for that to spoil. You have all kind of things that happen in that space of time. Yet still that was done. That is not supposed to be done that way. And then you have more than one situation where people have lost, their samples have been lost. There has to be a reason for it. So it's either they don't have the reagent to test the people's samples, and that is why they're saying it lost, because the samples cannot be tested because there's no reagent. So it stayed there over the period of time, the 48 hours or 72 hours or whatever it is, that it can stay before it is tested. Also, or probably they don't even have the proper storage. But at least you're hearing these things happening. Because here's what. In the case of, and I'm just using this as an example because it is something that I think everybody should know. In the case of something like cancer, if you detect it early, there's a higher possibility of you being able to survive it, to treat it, to capture it, to block it, and to survive it. When you catch it later on, you're supposed to test for it today. You don't go and test today, and then you dilly-dally, you don't test next month, and you say it's Christmas time, you ain't going through that, and then January, February, March, April come, you don't test, and you realize you're feeling funny, and by the time you test, the cancer, which might have been localized in one area, has spread to different parts of your body, is gone, you're gone. So when it comes to testing, this is not something simple as somebody bring a blood sample or a urine sample or something that's a tissue sample that's supposed to be tested and it ain't get tested, so just go and bring a next one. You can be endangering people's lives with those things. You have to be careful. It's people's life that you're playing with when it comes to these things. So you must be careful. We have a caller line. Hello? Hello? Oh boy, this updated a while ago and it's giving me a funny thing now. I don't know what is going on with that. Yeah. So yeah, it's people's life that you're playing with. May sound simple. It may sound as, okay, so why they just can't go and bring some blood again? And are you going to charge them? Are you going to charge them a second time? Because they already paid for a service that was not delivered to them. Are you going to charge them a second time? And you have to hope that it is not something that is progressive, that they were searching for in the first place, that has progressed to a point in time where it cannot be treated. So this is not something to be joking around with when it comes to testing for blood and testing for different things. It is not an area we should take lightly and joke about. That could be between life and death for an individual. The faster somebody can have whatever it is recognized and treated is the better. Yeah? I did some tests recently. I had to make sure diabetes and thing. I know my mother had diabetes bad. I know I have various family members that had bad diabetes and so. So I make sure that I'm okay. I ain't have it. No, good, I don't have it. But I made sure I go and I check. You have to check. I know my father, I ain't ashamed to say, my father, prostate cancer, he died from prostate cancer. So I do the blood tests. I did it recently, don't worry, I'm good. I ain't had that either, I'm good. But you have to go and do what you have to do in a reasonable time. And if you are trying to do it and you're not getting the assistance from the people who are supposed to be helping you do it, then something is definitely wrong with the system. And if the people, even if it is a situation that the people inside the lab are the problem, let's just be devil's advocate and say they are the problem. The system should have addressed that by now. Because this is not a one-off that you just hear with that caller a while ago. This is a constant happening now. I'm not saying that it happens with everybody every day and pile of people. But it is happening. And it could be you, it could be me, it could be some family member, it could be a friend, it could be a workmate. So the issue needs to be addressed. There are various issues that need to be addressed at the General Hospital. 440-7377. What is happening with this thing? 440-7377. And let me see if I call. Yeah. 440-377. What I'm seeing? 440-7377. What am I saying just now? Right, let's go to the phone.
Good night.
Hello, good night.
Good night, Sheldon. What's up?
Hey, I'm good. Go right ahead.
Okay, I've been driving through quite for a little while, seen the drainage in the Tantine area. Please, I don't know who are the people at authority. It is very, very dirty, and I tell it dirty, and we have thousands of school children in that area on a daily basis. I mean, it never used to be like this before. Yes, so I don't know, the people in the Ministry of Health can pay some attention, and also the drainage area.
Hold on. Which specific area again? You said in Tantine.
Yeah, in front of high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That area there, and also in Grenada, the usual places where normally floods. Yeah, the Montrouge area, but the drains are not being cleaned before. I can remember these be cleaned more regularly, and you could see the water, especially in Tantine, is very, very dirty. So I don't know, people in the hospital, you can look at it. Yeah, please.
And the one in Montrouge, when you see what's going on there, you start to see the lily and them start to grow into the drain and block off the drain.
So that's why. Also, first time, like, I think they remove all the rubbish, the grass in Tantine, but I don't know if they clean the drain because it still look very, very dirty. Yeah, this never used to happen before, to this extent. But today, even that part that I seen is very dirty. Yeah, and remember, we have young kids. More than 3,000 to 4,000 children move to that area on a daily basis. Yeah.
In fact, it's the highest concentration of school children.
Yeah, that's a serious concern. With that one is.
That's the highest concentration of school children on the island in that Tantine area. Talking about City, GBSS, high school, the JW
college.
Yeah, so all of them.
JW Fletcher. We have Seventh-day Adventist School from on top, Archibald Avenue coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah, number of schools are there. Yeah, number of schools are there. So I look at about close to 5,000 kids. It could be more, but not less.
Well, I think it's that much, but it's a lot.
But
GBSS is about 900.
Yeah, but anyhow, the concern is about the drain, and I think it need to be cleaned. Yeah.
Yeah,
it needs to be cleaned. That's the main thing. Yes, very dirty. Yeah.
Okay, my
all right.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, so and that is a valid concern. The situation with the drains and so in the Tantine area and in the Montrouge area as well. I was walking through there the other day and I did notice that the drains start to block up. Yeah, so that those areas that definitely needs to be some sort of a way to address it. And folks, one of the things somebody asked a while ago on one of the message boards here, they were asking, what is the situation with the port highway? You remember they were supposed to move the people on the port highway and all kind of thing? But you all realize something, eh? When they attempt to do things and we speak out about it, they back like crab going. I don't know if I used to go and catch crab and all the small I used to go. When they say you're going for the crab, you see backing back into the hole and then down in the hole. Yeah? And they backing back like crab. Anytime you approach them on an issue, they start to back like crab. So when it came to that particular issue and they were challenged, because the people on the port did exactly what they were supposed to do. They go and they challenge at the end. Nobody is saying that the people don't have to move. But you made a promise. And remember, we pull the promise and we play it here on this program. They made a promise to them that they're building a place and all of them would be able to relocate to that place. But instead of keeping that promise, what they did is they went and they attempted to move all of them. And it is on this program that we start to blast them on it. And you see what happened? The people on the port, they're still. And we are not saying that the people have to stay there. But we are saying that if you have to move them, keep your promise to them. That you were going to build a place and the pan side go at the space there and you build a food court. That is what they said they were doing. They was going to build a food court and all the people would be able to stay inside there and so on. Right? So that is how the people still on the port there. Because we raised the issue. Yeah? Remember they were going around breaking down people's place all over the place, breaking down people's place at the side of the road. A lot of things happening this year, and that is this year. When they was going around breaking people's place at the side of the road and just going with it and dragging people's place and going with it and so. And we let people know, no, you have rights too. You can challenge, and it could be brought up to the court and so on. You can challenge when they're looking to move you and so. And in the challenge, you might get a space of time to give you a little time to move, and you move your thing and so on. We are not saying keep the place how it is. We are saying when you're doing what you're doing, do it properly and understand that you're dealing with human beings, because you see there's a certain lack of humanity amongst this administration. They don't even have care and concern for each other. I know I'm saying they don't even have care and concern for each other. You could have a minister sit down in a hospital and other ministers they go in and check them and all kind of thing. Anyhow, don't leave that alone. All I'm saying is that they lack emotional intelligence. They lack empathy for people. So that is why they can do the things they do in the way that they do it, because they don't care. Everything for them is about them and optics, is about how it look. So I go in out, the farmers and them lose the thing, you don't empathize with them, but you get the criff money and then you go and you're handing them the criff money and you want to make a political football out of it. So you make sure all of them have to line up like children going for school lunch back in the 1980s. That will line up. And then you go in and hand out checks. And the farmers come and bunch up to go and give them checks. That's sort of nonsense. Just get the people, just put it in their account, get the people the checks, and done with that. But no, they want to take a picture, minister this and minister that, doing that. Absolute nonsense. No emotional intelligence and empathy. It's not really a care and concern for the farmer. It's a care and concern about their own public image. So take the pictures and show it. So now the fishermen are waiting. The fishermen are waiting. They want to know what's going on. So the fishermen are waiting to hear when they're getting their money. All you do and sign them. You're the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Well, he probably in Azerbaijan too, because we doesn't know, you know. Right now, we don't know is the delegation in Azerbaijan. We know the Prime Minister is there, and we know the Minister for Climate Change or Climate Resilience, whatever they call it. The Climate Minister, she's there as well. So you know the Prime Minister is there, we know that one is there. We don't know if the Prime Minister, cameraman, the Chief of Staff, and the Executive Secretary gone with him on this one. We don't know. Yeah? And we don't know if the MP has carried her usual hand luggage with her. I'll put it that way. We don't know if she dragged her usual hand luggage with her. And whom else has accompanied them onto that trip? We do not know. It is a question that I believe may have to be asked at some stage. Media people who listening, only ask a question. What's going on with that? Because we need to find out who go on this trip. Yeah? And who is paying for it. We need to find out that as well. Folks, I also want you all to know, before I forget, that on Thursday, I don't know how we're doing that Thursday program, because Thursday you have zonals, but Thursday is also the anniversary of Talking Points. So it's going to be, Talking Points will be 2 years old. Talking Points now start to walk. Right now we're training, we getting rid of the pampers and thing, right? All of that, yeah, we're trying to get rid of that now. So Talking Points will be 2 years old on Thursday. So I'm trying to figure out how we're going to do that one. Considering there's supposed to be a zonal on Thursday, I believe. Also, folks, for those of you who may not know, the funeral of Tahiti. Yeah, Tahiti. Ralston Bullen. Tahiti is taking place on Thursday. Yeah, it's going to be taking place at 10 a.m. at the Anglican Church. All right, 10 a.m. at the Anglican Church. That's going to be taking place this Thursday for those of you that would like to attend or so on. Also, those of you who are outside of Grenada, I believe there's already a link up, I think, on Party Grenada or one of them. There's already a link up for the funeral of the late Tahiti. All right, and we again send our condolences as well to the family of Legs out there in Brizan on his untimely passing yesterday. Again, I'm hearing some stories there. My goodness. I'm hearing some stories there in relation to that particular one. I even want to go into it tonight, believe me.
Service. Everybody will be made permanent. Nobody going home.
Yes, Landon. Yes, 2 years coming up on Thursday already, yeah?
Don't believe in superstition. Something wrong with the transformation. From the 10 boys drink the water.
Imagine when we started doing talking points, certain MPs on the government side, they were saying, well, forget that dead already, forget our program, those study sheldon and that and thing here. The same ones are crying every time they hear the name. If they only see a poster come out for the program and they see the face of it, they quaking.
From Grenada, they ran to drink that water. The transformation water.
And Mr. Pink, don't feel we forget you, Mr. Pink.
To reverse.
No, we forget you at all.
Carriacou, Grenada, and it's that.
So yeah, folks, and I did mention that earlier because you want to know what is going on in Carriacou. We're hearing PS getting sent down because the minister nephew was doing project and the PS take the project away from the that's what we hear. So we buy, so we sell. Right? And then the minister and the PS vex with each other. I thought they had a nice love affair going on. I remember him with tears in his eyes and up in the parliament about he has the best PS. Well, like the best PS ending up in mess, I know.
They drink the water, they start to reverse Grenada.
Man stand up all teary-eyed in the parliament,
See the minister of MIT, by Janko says Malak, no panic. The whole government photogenic. If they go to the bathroom to pee, posting it up for the world to see. Taking out pictures like circus clown, on the ballin', boots on the ground. Who tell them drink
Let
the
me say a special good night to Kamita,
water from
you and the entire home circle.
like they put us
Hope you all are having a wonderful night tonight.
to drink that water. The transformation water from
440-7377 347-329-3101.
They say that fella never sleepy, yeah. Drink the water too and he get glad. Then he take a
But I kind of, listen, as I would say, something fishy about what going on in the fish market. Something fishy. How all you could get this, the people that get the letter, after all this time, they finally get the letter on Thursday and being told that they have to equip themselves with certain things. And then Monday, so they get that when? Last week, Thursday, Friday, they get that? And then by Monday, somebody reach with the same things that they just tell all you have to get insider trading. People go to jail for that in the United States.
Fort in Grenville. What does work and bump like a square wheel? Tell these malaks cannot understand. How come me don't get a position? Philip.
Also, one individual messaged a while ago, they were asking the location of the Integrity Office, the Integrity in Public Life Office. The Integrity in Public Life Office is located on Archibald Avenue. Let me see how I could describe it to you. If you're coming from Lucas Street side into Archibald Avenue and you've passed the roundabout with the insurance company and so you're going towards the Seventh-day Adventist School, it's on the same side as the Seventh-day Adventist School. You'll see it, the sign is at the road there. You'd see it there. Yeah? If you're coming from the lane side into Archibald Avenue and you're going in there, it's going to be on your left, right after the school. You just continue along and you'll see the sign there with the office. Yeah. Nice. So yeah, that's where you'd find the Integrity. Like you want to file a document, brother.
To pee, posting it up for the world to see. Taking out pictures like circus clown, on the ballin', boots on the ground.
Insider trading.
The transformation
And don't think it's in that alone, you know.
drink the water. Like they put a spell on Grenada. They ran to drink that water. The transformation
And I'm seeing a message here, Sheldon. Half our farmers have not been paid as yet. Yes, I'm also hearing that. While they went and they take all the picture and thing, in some instances, I heard of farmers going, and let's say you have 30 farmers go there, and 20 might have gotten checks, and the other 10 were told, oh, we're going to work on that for you later, and they're still waiting on their checks. And there's one other thing I just want to mention, no, I'll mention it later in the week as well. There is a serious situation taking place right now with the trainees under the Empower program. If all you in the ministry don't know how to run the thing, ask for help. Kate is there. Kate Peters. Kate Skeeter Lois Peters. She's there. If all you need help, ask her. Senator Nolan Cox is there. If all you don't know what to do, ask him. Honorable Emlyn Pierre is there. Ask her. Right? So the Empower program, Remember recently there was a launch of the Empower program and they were boasting they brought 400 young men under the Empower program, and it's such a wonderful program and they brought 400 young men. Remember, that is an NNP program. They didn't create nothing. But they bring the 400 young men under the program a couple months ago. The young men still waiting on the stipend. Where is the stipend? You have them doing things. They're expecting now a payment from the government of Grenada, the small stipend that they're supposed to receive, and they can't get it up to now. I don't know if the teachers, the 14 or so teachers that had to get paid, I don't know if they get paid. We ain't hear from the teachers, we ain't hear from the union. Maybe by the end of this week we might hear. So hopefully, since we ain't hear nothing, maybe them teachers get paid. But when it comes to the Empower trainees or participants, if you don't want to call them trainees and you want to say they are participants, they have not received their money. Yeah? I got that message this morning. If you all don't know how to run the thing, ask for help. And we will give all y'all a look of help. If you don't know how to run the thing, ask, go help. Yeah? So those trainees need their money. You know the situation with them. You all know what they're putting out to be able to do the training and so that they're doing and to be part of the program. They have to be paid. Pay the people now. My goodness, boy. There's always something with these people. There's always something with them. Yeah, always something with them. So yes, half of the farmers, they've been boasting about the farmers being paid. Then you had the other situation where they went and they gave the poultry farmers a set of dead chicken. Yeah, watch. They gave the poultry farmers boxes of chicks. And by the time the poultry farmers and them opened the box on them, it had some alive and a good bit dead. And then the assistance they were supposed to support them with, like the feed and so on, for the chicks at that stage, it was not forthcoming. So you know what happened? Right. But you see, they already got the video and they already got the photo of ministers handing over box with the chicks, inside the box. So they got the video of that and that handing over so they could go and boast now and say, well, we give the farmers and them chickens and so on, and we expect that within next amount of time they're going to have produce ready and so. But that is not the case. All right? Just letting you all know that is not the case. Why is this thing doing this like this? Let me see if I can get it like this. All right. I think I've got it. Yeah. Hello, good night.
Sheldon,
hi, how are you doing?
All kind of cases been tried. How come they in trying Jonty case?
Jonty case. I think that case is coming up, I think, probably in the next exercises that case might be. I'm not sure. The thing is, I'm not sure that they're not trying that case. It may be that the media is not reporting on it. So I don't want to say that they ain't trying it. It may be going forward, but all of a sudden we're hearing nothing. Yeah? So it may just be that it's taking place and the media isn't reporting on it. Hello?
So,
yeah, go ahead.
hey, yeah. So, Sheldon, if a case is being tried, we don't not supposed to hear about it or know about it?
Yeah, but then again, that's the media to ensure that you hear that, because sometimes you have cases taking place and the media may not report it and it's finished. The person might even be in jail and it's finished, but you don't hear anything about it because it's not reported. So that one is on the media to find out where that is at and give an update in relation to it.
Sheldon, I think them lawyer that is talk show host on the TV, and one of them is lawyer,
Well, I'm not aware of who is lawyer for who or whoever the accused or so on. I have my own ideas in relation to that whole case, but me ain't saying much. Next thing they want to pick me up and ask me questions, and I had nothing to do with it. I just have my theories of what the possibility is. Yeah, so we'll hear.
Sheldon, we have a prime minister. He alone doesn't want to go away because he's a coward. He afraid of something. You know, he always have to work with a whole entourage.
Well, you see,
He's a coward, he's a liar. And all liars will steal.
I don't believe that. No, I won't say that. No, I wouldn't.
All liars will steal.
My brother, I will not agree with that.
Because they're coward.
No, I would not agree with that statement. I know many lawyers who are very honest, hardworking people. That's not true.
Not lawyers, not lawyers, liar.
Oh, okay, because you're very muffled there, so it was coming across like you're trying to say all lawyers.
No. Not lawyers, liar.
Okay, great.
All liars are steal.
Oh, I'm not going to get bad on you there, because that's some real good
And
friends.
all of them is coward. You see how we deferred Lacquette? You had to call police. He said only tell Lacquette to fire him in the last one. So he called police only. He's a coward.
All right. Okay, my brother.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes, indeed. 440, yeah, could possibly take maybe one more quick call before. And I've just got a message saying, no, the teachers have not received their salaries. Come on, man. Come on, man. But again, if it was under the NNP, all you know what's going on by now. You could tell me that could have been under NNP. All this problem with salaries and all kind of thing for teachers. All you know, drum the beating on the road already. Drum was beaten on the road already. Yeah? By now, you'd hear all kind of old pan and drum beating on the road. And you'd see that in the middle of town. And I ain't saying go and do that, you know. I'm not saying go and do that. But I'm saying it is because right now, the focus has to be on these teachers who have not received their money, that have the family that they have to take care of, that they have their bills that they have to pay, that have the payments in the bank and the credit union and wherever that they have to pay, and to courts and who knows where else. Maybe they have a thing in person that they have to go and pay. And they have not yet received their salaries. That is unfair. And it seems like this thing is a joke now. Seriously, it seems like they find, okay, we have a union leader who we could trust. He could just praise us. He could try to talk on that. Then he go hush up and praise us. Maybe that is what they feel. Whether it's the truth or not, maybe that is what they feel. So this thing is a joke now then. That can't be serious. Come on, man. Seriously. They need their salaries. The people, as human beings you're dealing with, you know, again, that's why I keep saying there's a lack of empathy and a lack of emotional intelligence. It's lacking, seriously lacking with this administration. Emotional intelligence and empathy. Because if they had that, they would understand what the individuals there, whether it's 14 or 40, whether it's 400 or 4, they would understand that you're dealing with human beings, with emotions, with needs, and that these have to be addressed in the shortest order. There is no excuse, none, zero, for them not being paid by this point in time. You're trying to tell me government broker. Well, it looked like government broke. Had to be a case where government broke, boy. Yeah, had to be that government broke. Folks, you know what? That's all the time for Talking Points tonight. It's been wonderful being here with you. And tomorrow night, yes, I believe we will be having a guest on with us after we confirm in the morning. But we should be having a guest on with us tomorrow night. I'll go like that. Should be having a guest on with us tomorrow night. And folks, in everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you, and definitely not about you. My name is Sheldon Scott, and I am out.
This is Malax again. I say my back brother. Michael Wattis, please don't take my bail. I want to go in jail. What you know about Black Pat and Bond Pat? Hey! Call the police for me and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail. I don't want nobody stand me Well, you know that all of them refuse, and now the whole nation confused. One jump and sell Miss McQuinca, Tevin cause them teachers for water. Big corruption inside Latu, but baby Jesus make la go go. Call the police for me, and arrest me like Ziggy. I prepare to break a jail, I don't want nobody stand me bail. And I tell them, call the police for me, even though I'm not guilty. I know haters will happy to see Smallocks in custody. CJ and AJ turn engineer, both in River Road and Moline. Is to see them with a helmet, telling us when project will complete. I telling you now it's 2 years plus, and like the project start to